Good morning. When I got up this morning and put on this shirt, it just made me think about the privilege that I have and that we have together to represent a 111-year-old university. I've never been able to take that lightly. And what I know now is that wherever I go in the world, whatever I'm doing, because of the role that I have as president of Trevecca, somehow I become the walking brand of everything that university stands for. We may buy billboards and we may put stuff out on email marketing, all kind of ways of getting the name of the university out there. But what I know is that what people ultimately believe about this university is what they see in those who work for it and those who represent it. So I'm here this morning to thank you for coming to Trevecca Nazarene University and for being a part of representing us. Because of our transition into NCAA D2 and the GMAC, you'll have the opportunity to do something that no athletes have had a chance to do for decades around here. That is, walk into another school's gym for the first time, bearing the logo of Trevecca Nazarene University and demonstrating to them who we are and what we're like. You're going to travel more this year than most people have traveled in the past. We think that'll be a 2 or 3 year deal before we get the southern end of the conference fully built, and your travel is going to be a whole lot more friendly. But in the process, here's what I want to plan in your mind this morning. Every gym you walk into, you are their advertisement of who we are. So what I'm asking for you in terms of presidential expectations is very simple. Be who we are. The motto of Trevecca is esse quam videri, to be rather than to seem. Don't just put on a plastic face and walk in and be Mr. Trevecca, nice person. What I'm asking you to do is be the ethos, the essence of this university, which is a Christian university that believes in character and integrity and believes in giving the very best that we have. Your athletic director asked me after he was hired, what do you expect of me? And I said, I want you to run the kind of athletic program that is the mission of the university. You guys have the opportunity to be the leading edge of how this university is known outside of Nashville and really around the world. I fully anticipate you're going to be playing for the kind of championships along the way that will cause Trevecca to be heard of in places it's never been heard of before. So, as you live your life, I just ask something simple of you. Every choice you make, every word you say, every deed you do, every ethical decision that you come to, I want you to ask the question, what does it mean to be an athlete of Trevecca Nazarene University, and how do I live in a way that demonstrates this is who we are? I really believe that character, eventually, is what appears on a court in the very difficult moments, like all of these moments that we saw. The kind of character that reaches deep within and knows I've been faithful and true to who this place is, and I will demonstrate that on the court, on the field. I will demonstrate that on the course in the way that Trevecca is branded. And if you live that way day in, day out, if your life is a life of character, then when you're in that pivotal moment, that character comes back to give you that one extra ounce of courage and energy you need to face where you are. If you're cheating in the background somewhere, if you're sloughing, if you're taking it easy, let that slide. If your life becomes a life of just little defeats all the way along, those defeats will somehow find you in that moment that you need courage most, and you'll find that you're not the person you need to be in that moment. The great athletes of the world have found a way to be who they are steadily, day in, day out, and we've asked you to come and be that here. As the walking brand of the university, I want you to take pride in your university. If you don't, no one will. You have the opportunity as you live as students within a student body to not be a segregated group of that student body, but literally to belong to it. I've watched this thing happen. I've been president of Trevecca for 7 years, but the 25 years before that, I was a pastor on a college campus. So I've seen these things for well over 30 years now. The people in the stands at your ball games around here are there because they like you. Because you have been to them in dorms and classrooms and cafeterias and projects and library and fun times. You have been to them a friend that they believe in you and they want to come watch you compete. You will build your own crowd by the way that you live on this campus and by the way that you're engaged in it. So I encourage you, get involved in the life of the campus. And then I say this to last, but it probably means most. You're here as a student athlete. I always say that. You're not here as just an athlete. You're here as a student athlete. I want to encourage you to take everything you're doing seriously. I'm jealous of you. Very jealous in some interesting ways. Trevecca had very few athletic scholarships when I came here as a student in 1970, ancient days. I was a very good baseball player from Mississippi. Lifetime batting average of .503, and I had a good curveball. I really would love to have played ball. Scholarships didn't allow it, and I ended up working a shift at the Alamo Plaza Hotel, which is now leveled, but it was just right down here by the Burger King at that time. And I worked from 10:30 every night to 7 o'clock every morning, Monday through Friday night, to be able to fund my chance to come to Trevecca. I wish I'd had the chance that some of you have, that instead of clocking in at the Alamo Plaza, I could have been out on the ball field enjoying what I loved to do in terms of playing ball. This is a privilege. Not everyone who wants it gets it. Feel the blessing of that privilege and take advantage to get a great education, to be a phenomenal student, to graduate from here in 4 years with pride, and to have done what you love to do in terms of competitive sports. I want to encourage you in every way to help us be an NCAA D2 compliant school. That's important to us. Already, as our GMAC conference is one that is led by the presidents of those schools. We were on the phone for about an hour this week talking together about the kind of schools that we might allow into the conference and what kind of stipulations are there. And some of us who are the newest into this conference and to D2, we recognize that we're being held to a higher standard than most of the D2 schools that are out there now. And you know what we have decided in our conference? We're going to meet it. We're going to be a model conference. We're not going to look for the lowest common denominator of other universities and what they're doing. We're going to lead the way in NCAA Division II, and we're going to develop a program of character and integrity and compliance in every way. So in those moments, I know they've schooled you and you've heard more about compliance than you ever wanted to know, but in those moments, do the right thing. Just do the right thing, and we will be proud that we did as a school together, and it'll be good. Denise and I look forward to seeing all of you play this year. We've already caught a volleyball, I haven't seen the men's soccer team yet. Looking forward to seeing you guys play. Seen women's soccer twice. Haven't seen cross country run. Didn't get to go to Memphis that night to see you guys run in the rain. Did you run in the rain down there? I heard horrible weather, but set some new school records. Way to go. So I'm looking forward to this season and what's ahead of us. I think it's going to be great. And I want you to join me. I take seriously what it means to bear this name. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Last thing, I'd like the privilege of praying with us. Would you bow with me? God, we're grateful for the privilege that you give to all of us in this room. The truth is that there are people who've made sacrifices for 111 years that we might be here today. We stand on the shoulders of people who sacrificed for a great athletic program. We stand on the shoulders of people who did something with almost nothing. We stand on the shoulders of athletes who came here. Many of them who came here because they were people of deep Christian faith and they wanted to play ball at a Christian university. Many of them just came to play ball and something happened during the time they were here and their life was transformed forever. And they walk back on this campus and they walk around with tears in their eyes because they realize if you take this chapter out of their story, they would have been a very different person than they are today. Godly men and women are doing great work for you around the world, God, because they came here as a student athlete. Help us to fulfill that heritage for every student athlete in this room right now today. May they find their way to a life that is rich in you, that is full of friends, that has mastered skills and education in the classroom, that has found the courage and integrity deep in who they are, to square their shoulders as they walk out into the world because they know who and whose they are. And I pray that you would help us as a university as we go to new places to play and make new friends across this coming year. When we walk away from those places, having competed to the best that we are, may the people who talk about us in the trail of our absence, may they say, man, those are really good people. Their athletes are impressive. But more than anything, they're people of character. And may we leave your name as a good reputation behind wherever we go. We thank you for the privilege. Help us to live up to it by your grace and by your help. In the name of Jesus, I pray. And everybody said, thanks for a chance to be with you this morning.